Welcome to Spoiler Kings. I'm
My
Brian the
computer
Grizzly
started
with
wigging
Jake
out.
Kramer. And we got Spider-Punk as a special guest on this one. This is awesome. I can't believe this. This is awesome. You're my favorite so far. Not named Miles Morales. Miles Davis Morales, by the way.
Was it?
Because you know that's his name is Aaron. It's Aaron Davis. His dad's last name is Davis. There's a whole story with that. So I don't know how far they're gonna go into that. So we can always talk about, but it is Davis. His dad's last name is Davis.
It's Davis. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was funny because I assumed like it was his mom's name.
Yeah.
Because he's Captain Davis, Captain. So.
But that's kind of how it's always been. So that's what we're doing. There's so much going on. Dude, I love this movie. I don't know how you guys felt about it. I can't wait to hear about everybody. But man, dude, this movie is awesome.
So we're gonna do things a little bit different. So we got a big panel coming in. The panel should be coming in shortly. So before, and anybody, I know there's a few people down in the waiting room already. But before we get into the big panels with all the spoilers and everything like that, we're gonna do our quick spoiler-free kind of rating. So we're gonna skip the good, the bad, and kind of just do a little one amongst us, and then we're gonna get into all the full spoilers in about like 10 minutes or so. So man, with that being said, this is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, which is that's one of my little nitpicks. I think we're gonna get.
Man, we all knew it was a 5 hour.
Oh yeah,
movie.
no.
It was a 5 hour.
5 hour, all that once.
They just put in half. They cut it in half, and I even loved where we stopped. I thought that was even great. So I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna skip right into our ratings. Now, later, never. Now means you gotta go watch it right now. Later means wait till it's on streaming. Never means just skip it. Spider-Punk, Brand Man. What are you giving this one? As I need to ask.
This is without question a now. This is without question a now. This is a get up and do it now. Next show and go see it now. I really can't think of anything on the fly about this movie that I did not like.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as a Spider-Man fan, dare I say, I almost like these animated movies, Spider-Man movies, more than the live action ones. But this was great.
Ooh.
Might even be my number one so far of the year.
There's no might.
Absolute now.
All right, so I guess I'll go next. Guys, I saw this on Wednesday, right? Last week Wednesday, and I was it was so hard doing a whole show. I was on Dynasty Pylon. I was on this one talking about it. Like, how do I talk about it without talking about the awesomeness this was? It was so good that if you haven't seen it twice already, I'm disappointed. I've already seen it 3 times now. I spent so much money. I went and saw it with my dad, then I saw it again by myself because that's one that kind of see all the things. Every time I see it, there's something I missed the first time. And dude, this is amazing. I'm so happy that we're talking about it, but this is a super now for me. So go ahead, Tank. You go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously it's a now. It's probably one of the best comic book movies ever, and that's coming after the last one that was probably right up there too. I mean, this is probably going to go down as one of the best, if not the best, comic book trilogies ever. And it's great. It's just a fun time. A lot of Easter eggs. One of my favorite Easter eggs cameos, I think, out of any movie, not just comic book movies.
Which one?
Movie.
There's so many. There's so many good ones.
There's one that just had me like laughing. It was just like, that just had me like super excited, super happy. I saw it and it happened. And yeah, I was like, oh yeah. I legit like kind of like squealed like a little girl. I was like, yee, look at that.
I want to say this though. So I remember coming out of the pandemic and having been in the movie theaters for a long time. And we were talking about, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and how excited I was for it and how we were just kind of can't wait for this to happen and got pushed back. And I was like, can't wait for this to go on. This is going to be the craziest movie I've ever seen. And seeing it, and it was good. But it wasn't like this stupendous thing. It was just good. This movie, I was excited about. You know, everyone said, "What's the movie you're waiting for June?" I said, "This is going to be unbelievable." And I watched it, and I was not disappointed. And this is exactly what I wanted from Doctor Strange. This is the best comic book movie I've ever seen. I mean, better than Logan, better than Dark Knight. This is my favorite so far. This is definitely my number one of the year. So I mean, this rating wise,
that's impressive because I know how much you love the Dark Knight. So that's just the fact that this surpasses this.
Exactly. I love the Dark Knight. I love Batman. I love Spider-Man, but this is just they did so well. They did so well. I went and found all my Miles Morales comic books. I went and bought some things that I didn't have before. I bought the variant cover with him and Gwen Stacy upside down, the one that they're kissing. I bought I went and grabbed all that stuff. I was like, man, it reignited my love for comic books in a movie. So that's a lot.
It's very heartwarming to me, especially, well, you guys know me, Spider-Man's my guy. So if it wasn't obvious already, but to see them doing like just absolutely knocking it clear out of the park with these animated movies, especially, I feel like I'm eating good,
Yeah. I mean, they're like, I walked out. I'm like, I got to get a souvenir or something. So they had popcorn puckets that were Gwen Stacy's head and Miles' head. The Miles were gone, so luckily they had some Gwen Stacy's. So I wound up getting the Gwen Stacy one. It's a pretty decent size too, and I wound up getting a free poster, from my AMC. So that already, like, here's some free stuff and a cool souvenir. I was already happy and geeked up.
Yeah,
so awesome. Yeah. But yeah, this movie was one of the best.
They were sold out at my AMC.
Both of them.
Yeah, so I think both of them were
both
sold out.
Yeah.
But it's crazy though, because I went before they even had the stuff. That's why I was like, I walked out. I wanted a souvenir too, so I just like took some popcorn. Like, give me my popcorn.
You should probably ask. I didn't even want the popcorn. I just wanted the head. It comes with the big popcorn too. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't even want it. But here's a few in here. D Stizzle said movie 100. It was awesome. Anthony Price, what's up, Anthony? Number one this year. D Stizzle said best Spider-Man movie for me, 9.5 out of 10. I'll give it. I like that. Mad Spider-Man comic lore in here. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff too, man. And they did a multiverse better than I've seen on the big screen so far. Yeah. Like, there's still the Flash, but I don't know if the Flash can hold up to this, because it was every single kind of Spider-Man. Ones that, like, you've seen, the Ultimate Spider-Man. The Ultimate Spider-Man was in here, and that was an awesome one. You know what I mean? Like, the video game Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Cyborg was in there. The Cyborg. I mean, they had everyone in it. Yeah. It was so good. I just can't wait to hear what everyone else thinks about it, because this has been on my mind for a long time. I just want to hear everyone else's opinion. Honestly, sometimes I just want to sit back and just hear from other people who love Spider-Man or love movies about how good this animated movie was, and how well the writers took care. They cared about the character, they cared about the story, they cared about getting it right, and how that really affects the movie overall. So, yeah.
So one last thing before we get into a.
Awesome was it?
But B.
No, I was going to say, how awesome was it that they blended like all these different animation styles, and then some, and it all felt natural. It all worked. It felt organic.
Yeah. It didn't feel forced, and didn't feel weird or anything like that. So before we get into our panel and everything, we're going to finish up our solo stuff with just a few of the stats. So Rotten Tomatoes. Critics 95%, which not surprised, and then also audience 96. So audience and critics love this movie, love it.
I want to know what people the bad parts, like what are they saying? Like, man, there's too much spiders in it. I couldn't too many characters for me to tell. You weren't a real fan.
I've heard we're our Twitter account is part of like this group that Per Minded started, and there's a bunch of that. Somebody said, like their girlfriend found it a little confusing and the animation was a little too much, which I could see that. A lot of people were saying in the beginning there's a weird audio thing right in the beginning, and when we talk about spoilers and everything,
I think that's your theater.
No, it was everybody, because I had the same problem, but it made sense. I get why they did it, and I heard other people talk about it as well. But the biggest thing I've heard is they didn't expect it to be a part 1. Because we're not casual fans.
Did not know there was a part 1. They said part 2, part 1 all the time, like every single one.
My girlfriend didn't even know. We walked out. She goes, I didn't know it was going to be another one, like a part 2. I was like, I've said it.
Do you not watch us? Erica, come on,
but it's like in one ear out the other, like you can't yell at me for that. But that's the biggest one, is people are saying that they didn't like the ending because it didn't have an ending, so that's the biggest one I've heard. And then some smaller ones, but either way, 96 with the audience, 95 with critics. That's the way to put it. And then also we get the money. The money was the big one because we were all over the place with it. And it is the second largest opening of the year so far, opening weekend. So
I said $120 million. I said it.
Yeah, you did.
I said
right there.
$120 million.
It was 120.5 opening domestically.
Keep it worldwide over $200 million.
208. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For a PG movie. Not PG-13, for a PG movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a couple of last ones here.
And granted, the first one didn't do the.
Yeah, they right. They didn't do that much.
Is it 30? I think 30 mil.
Yeah, 30, 35. I thought it was 35 mil the first week. Because I was thinking about, so you do the numbers, you think about it's almost 4 times as much, 3.5 times as much on this opening for a movie that did almost $400 million. So what does that tell you? That we might end up somewhere 900. Can it make a bill?
That's what I said. It's going to get close. It's for sure going to get close. Get some of these real quick. Facts. They broke the multiverse.
The positive word of mouth is definitely helping it.
Yeah. They broke the multiverse down way better than Marvel Studios. Agreed. My number 1 movie of the year. That's what Horror Geek said. I have some small gripes, but it didn't ruin my experience. Okay. So stick around. I want to hear once we get into spoilers and stuff. The film trailer said part 1, LOL. And then they changed it, though. I think they stopped promoting it as part 1, which, that average score is 8.7, 86 Metacritic. Yeah, incredible for a superhero movie and an animated movie. Highest rated movie right now on Letterboxd. Yep, 4.7.
I wish I could give it more stars. I
wish
I had more hands. I'd get more thumbs up. That's what I want.
Yep. But all right, we're going to jump into our panel. So make sure if you're watching live, stick around. But if you're watching on replay, appreciate it. Check out our other live video that's going to have all of our guests, stuff like that. But leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about it. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, bell button, all those good things.